I know we're all busy, crazy busy. Life is good, God is great, and people are crazy. That's my community. As you know, David, you've been here. So welcome everybody to our meeting today. Thanks for taking the time out to do it. Do we have any new people signing on, or?
We have I don't know, maybe a couple. We have a light attendance. We should probably do introductions.
Okay, well, I'm Rose Chef and I'm the chair of Community Coalitions of Idaho, and I've been chair before. They can't get rid of me. I'm a community health worker and a certified prevention specialist in Challis, Idaho, with the CAHC Community Wellness Coalition in clinic and stuff. So
I'm David Phillips. I am the executive director of Community Coalitions of Idaho. I'm also the prevention chair for the Behavioral Health Planning Council, and I'm also the base sector rep for the Meridian Anti-Drug Coalition. So wear a lot of hats.
that's why you're losing
Susie?
your hair.
Susie, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Susie Sturts, and I am with the Idaho State Elks Drug Awareness Program, and I'm also a member. And I'm a member of the Meridian Alcohol Drug Coalition on the executive board and on the board of Drug Free Idaho. And I need another job, so let me know what I can do to. Just kidding.
Thanks, Susie. Heather?
I'm Heather Allen. I'm the PFS project coordinator for Region 4.
Sarah?
I'm Sarah Grinnell. I'm part of the spotlight for today. I'm the managing partner for Ignition LLC.
Awesome. Kaylee?
Hi, I'm Kaylee. I'm the Partnership for Success project coordinator for Region 2.
David?
I'm David Roth. I'm the executive director of the Bonneville Youth Development Council in Idaho Falls, and I'm also on the board of CCI.
Thanks, David. Lindsay?
Sorry, I'm having technical difficulties today. I'm on my cell phone. Hi, I'm Lindsay Bailey. I'm program coordinator for CCI.
Jerry?
Good morning. I'm Jerry Gowan. I'm the 2C Drug Free Coalition fiscal person. I own Prevention Associates. I'm a LPCP and a CPS, and just been doing prevention work in Canyon County now for quite a while. So, and I love CCI. Thank you.
Kendall?
Morning, Kendall Nagy with Meridian Anti-Drug Coalition and Meridian Police Department.
Good to have you. Dawn is still connecting to her audio. We'll come back to her. Haley?
Hi, Haley Blog, Meridian Police Department and the Meridian Anti-Drug Coalition.
Awesome, thank you. Dawn's still connecting to her audio, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. We did send out the minutes from August and the September financial report. Did anybody have any questions about either of those documents? If not, can we get a motion to approve both the minutes and the financial report?
This is David. I so move.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Who seconded?
David. Susie.
Okay. That is exciting. And do we have Sarah? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, David.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, good. Dawn, you just got your audio connected. Did you want to introduce yourself? Not sure if she can hear us. Can you hear us, Dawn?
Hi,
Okay.
sorry, I was having some technical issues.
That's okay.
Hi, I'm Dawn Callahan. I'm with St. Luke's Community Health and happy to be here today.
Thank you.
Oh, also I cover the Western Treasure Valley.
Awesome. All right, so moving on, we have our spotlight for this month. So I actually got a chance to work some with Sarah Grinnell when she was the school psychologist, correct, Sarah, at my wife's high school. She left the school system to go back into private practice. And it's kind of neat is I remember talking to Jerry when we were at the Nampa Farmers Market about people working in this field, how they move in and out of, like, I believe Jerry started out with the schools and then moved into private practice, and some people move from private practice into the schools and stuff. So it's really interesting, but got a chance to get to know Sarah over the last couple of years, and she's a really great person. And when I heard that she was looking for opportunities to share about her new program, and it's really neat because it's not just, you know, kids struggling the way we would normally think about it. She actually works with kids who have a different struggle in life, because even when we're amazing, we can still struggle at things. So I will pass it off to you, Sarah.
Awesome. First of all, I also want to give a big shout out to Dave, because those feelings of amazingness go both ways. I think that I just got some squishy heart bubbles for Dave. Okay, I'm going to try to share my screen. You guys see that? Okay, so my company is called Ignition LLC, and you can see our tagline is, where do you want to start? Because I think a lot of times as we're kind of going through things, there is the idea of where the client wants to start versus where their family wants them to start, and sometimes that can be really messy. But we are definitely here to get everybody started on the path that they want in life. Let's see. Oh, why is this not clicking? There we go. Okay. Just like David said, we all know that there are populations that struggle. And as we kind of go through time, we realize that there are different populations that are, I don't want to say underserved, but maybe could be served differently. We're all really familiar with students that have disabilities. We're really familiar now with students that, or adults. We also serve adults in my practice. So adults that might need like 504 plans or accommodations for work. We're now also in the school system really aware of students that have English language differences, so that have not, don't really necessarily have the breadth and depth of complexity for the English language that need services. And over the last 20 years of being a school psychologist, I've had the pleasure of working with gifted populations. And that is more and more apparent that they are underserved, or they need to be served differently. Part of the difficulty of that is we have a couple of misconceptions about gifted children and gifted adults, is that if you're high performing, you're lucky, and that you don't have anything to worry about, right? Like you get passing grades and everything is fine. And no. No. There are unique pressures and unique differences of people that are gifted and high performing, whether it's anxiety or social skills, understanding social structure, being able to kind of practice some nuance with peers. All of that can be really difficult. And we all know mental health does not discriminate. It does not care where you come from or what you are about. It can show up anywhere. The other one, or the other misconception, is that students, especially little kids, they can present as more mature. So they have, oh, I'm sorry, was there a question? Okay. Feel free to ask questions. I love questions. I love two-way conversations. The other part is that when kids are little and they present as more mature, so they have a more robust vocabulary, or they have different things that they're super interested in, like science or math, there is often a heuristic or a point of view that goes around with those children. And so you forget that not all of them is as developed as that one isolated skill. It's called asynchronous development, and it just means that there are some things that build faster or differently than others. And it can be about academics, it can be about social skills, it can be kind of about anything. It is really interesting, also in the mental health field, kind of the confluence of gifted students, students with autism, and students with ADHD, and how all those three pieces kind of fit together. And when does that Venn diagram cross, and when are they very separate? Because a lot of times we'll have students where kids will say, or adults will say they're quirky, or adults like they don't really like interacting at work. But when you kind of get them with their tribe, their social skills improve dramatically, because it's hard to find people that maybe are interested in statistics or interested in ancient literature, or have like an athletic prowess. So finding somebody else that wants to talk about soccer or baseball or football with the breadth and complexity that they want to. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay. All right. So, So those are the problems that we see, or kind of the gap in service. So what's our solution? We specialize in helping with anxiety, with perfectionism, with motivation, and with task paralysis. A lot of times that will be we all experience that, just for the record. It's when we sit down and we really want to get something done and we just can't. Whether it's we're having a hard time getting started, we're sitting at our computer and we're scrolling that mouse back and forth a whole bunch, and we desperately want to get it done, but we can't get started. And then again, we also talk about that confluence of the ADHD, the gifted, and the autism, and where do those all kind of come together. Our office is located inside the Winslow Institute. The Winslow Institute is one of the premier leaders in gifted education. They do isolated groups for children. They do executive skills for adults. They do a Warrior into Warrior workshop. They also do parenting education classes. So, raising gifted children. And again, gifted doesn't necessarily have to be as a school setting defines it. There's a lot of high performing gifted things. So for example, my nephew is an elite soccer player. He would not be considered gifted, but he still experiences all these difficulties. So just kind of keep in mind that gifted is a little bit flexible. So also really focusing on social emotional well-being, how to communicate with your gifted child, that kind of stuff. So Winslow is also a really good avenue of support for parents and for students. And we have a variety of services that we offer for this through Ignition. So we have individual therapy, we have family therapy, we offer educational consultation and focused coaching. The individual therapy is exactly what it sounds like. It's probably the thing that we're all most familiar with in terms of therapy. Confidential environment, kind of small changes bring big results. How do we kind of get you on the path that you're wanting to start? Family support, we're doing it in a group. The educational consultation, families often have a hard time with that paperwork that David's wife and I are so good at putting together, and understanding what it really means. And in my personal life, I am a parent on the other side of that special education table. And even though I do it professionally, it can feel like a lot. What are the questions that I want answered? And are those accommodations really being followed? Is there something we can do to tweak all of that? And so sometimes just having somebody to be able to walk through the process, talk about what the questions are, is really enlightening, and it can kind of help even improve that school-based or school-parent relationship. We do not offer advocacy services, but we do offer the consultation services. Focused coaching is briefer than therapy, and it's really problem-solving solutions. So this is before things become mental health concerns, is kind of a good way to think about it. These two pieces are also not covered by insurance. So they are a cash pay service that we offer. The coaching piece is, if you think about it in terms of, I'd like to put together a behavior program, or I'd like to be better at going to the gym. We're happy to sit and kind of problem solve and kind of coach through whatever those behavioral changes are. Does anybody have any questions about services? Okay. Idaho is big. It's really big. And it's really hard to get all of the services that we would normally have in all of those little tiny places. I live in Boise now, but I am a small town girl. And so we want to make sure that we can have as many of those services in all the different places that we can. So we offer them through telehealth. The only services we don't offer is we do have a therapy dog that works in our office. And his services aren't telehealth. He would like to receive the pets and the scritches through the computer, but we haven't figured that one out yet. And then also some of our hypnotherapy pieces that come, those can be difficult through telehealth as well. Okay, and then that's our team. Does anybody have any questions?
Sarah, how would you, I have well, he's old now, he's 41, but a son who would fit into this. He's super smart, bigger than the other kids, super jock, but he had anxiety and that sort of stuff. My daughter was the same way, and she self-medicated. So what kind of, do you add that with your family counseling? What experience do you have in that area?
Are you talking about with self-medicating?
With self-medicating, with
self-medicating?
Because a lot of times parents, and I'm one, have absolutely no clue on what their kid's doing. And so I would be curious how you would approach that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's a lot of different pieces to that. So the first one is when we talk about gifted children and gifted adults, the perception that nothing is wrong and that they're lucky, that's not necessarily an external pressure or an external perception. They also feel a lot of times like, I should be able to have this together. There are so many other pieces of my life that I've got locked in. Why can't I do this thing? And so I think that sometimes just opening the dialogue of it's okay to struggle, and really having a conversation that especially around the anxiety or anxiety around performance, anxiety around perfectionism, a lot of that's really helpful, especially in like sports science, doing a lot of visualization, a lot of like, yep, some days you got it and some days you don't, right? And in terms of the self-medicating, there's a couple, every person is unique, and what's the medication of choice, and the substance of choice, and how do you build behaviors around making that better. So let's increase some toolboxes about anxiety. Let's increase some toolboxes about how to deal with negative thoughts or thoughts that won't stop. Does that answer your question?
It does. And you're all set up with your resources. Well, you've got David as far as reaching out for support was misuse, substance, I always say abuse, but it's supposed to be substance misuse, information resources. You've got everything that you need for that.
Well, I think one of the reasons why kids fall into that self-medication part, and I know doing this work and then also being married to someone who works in special ed, is parents are very, no, you're never going to give my child ever a drug, ever. And I think one of the amazing resources that Sarah has available is that educational consulting, where you, if your case carrier is saying we should, we really are, recommending medication for your child, you can talk to a trusted professional like Sarah. I know my wife has done this before in the past for friends and family, and just talk to them about, okay, what are your concerns? Is this, going to be good for your child overall? What are some of the, things you want to watch for if you do decide to? And I think going into it with that open mind and as much information as you possibly have, and then having a trusted resource that you could go to ask questions. That's one of the reasons why I was like, oh, I got to get Sarah in here, because we do deal, especially with the fentanyl problem, is we do have a lot of kids that are looking for those drugs that they get from friends, and who's to know that that drug is not going to be laced with a lethal dose of fentanyl or something else. So yeah, I think that's a really good resource that they can provide. I know I've listened to all these amazing people that have come in and out of our lives in this area talk about that. And two, I mean, I'm one of these adults that wasn't diagnosed with any of my disabilities until college. So, a parent wanting to ignore it, saying you're just not working hard enough, that could be a part of it too. So as an adult, if you're struggling, it'd be good to grab a resource like this and spend a few hours and talk through some of your issues. And I mean, once I figured out what I was dealing with in college, all the supports that were there were just handed right to me, and I was able to succeed in school when I wasn't able to before. So
well, that sounds good. We need more resources like what Sarah offers, because our kids can be a mess, and the parents too. I would say as a parent, I was a mess, am a mess, whatever.
Well, and I think that the consulting piece and the coaching is also a big thing, right? I have a lot of parents that reach out to me, and they're, maybe they feel like their child needs therapy, or it's, some of the other pieces are new, but they don't really know how they fit into it. But the idea of going to therapy doesn't feel evocative to them, right? They're like, there's nothing wrong with me. And it's like, well, yeah, but maybe, like, let's coach you around the difficulties that your child is having. Let's talk about what are some of the things that we can change in the house, or and how do we navigate around that. And I would even say that some of the things for like juvenile justice, a lot of parents really, when their kid gets into trouble and does something that maybe they shouldn't have, how do they support, but also provide the healthy restrictions of, like, we really need to target your behavior, as opposed to just taking everything away, right? So like all they have is like a mattress and a really sad pillow. Like, how do we build other skills into that, and teach appropriate boundaries?
Did you have a question, Dawn? I saw you pop your camera on. I wasn't sure if you had a question or not. No? Okay, cool. Well, all of what Sarah just ended with is going to be, we've actually feathered all of those things into the conference that's coming up next month. So thank you, Sarah, for that segue into those amazing things. But if you are looking for something now, I'll have Sarah dump her contact information into the chat here. And if you have a question, and I don't know if Sarah's able to stick around, if she's got to take off, but she's more than welcome to stay, by the way. But if you have a question that comes up, feel free to, and you don't get her contact, email me or Lindsay, and we can forward your question off to her and get you connected with Sarah. So thank you so much, Sarah, for giving us this little brief introduction into the services that you provide for this unique section of our population.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thank you guys so much for having me. And unfortunately, I do have to go, but I'll put all my contact information in there, and look forward to hearing from you guys.
Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks. Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
We had a couple people jump in late. Emma, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi guys. I am. Sorry, can you hear me? Sorry. I am the Partnership for Success Coordinator up here in Region 1.
Awesome. And Mallory, did you want to introduce yourself? I know everybody probably knows you, but.
Mallory Johnson.
I think she may not be. Okay. Well, moving on. So now we're going into new business. So we do have, and dang it, she's not here, is she, Lindsay?
Who?
So we do have a secretary position that is available. We only got one person who was interested in said position. She is sadly not in today's meeting today. I think some people, I forgot to update the Zoom, and when I sent out the invitation, I got quite a few messages about, are we not having a September meeting? So that might have thrown Grace off, but Grace Wachowski is from Idaho Drug Free Youth, and she has expressed interest in taking on this opportunity with the board as the new secretary. And what's awesome is I didn't have to run to her and say, hey, I really need help with this. Can you just do it? She actually offered up a willingness to support. So this is what I'm so happy about, is the work that we've put in over the last couple of years has paid dividends, because we have people who actually want to be in these positions rather than being voluntold. So to accept this appointment, I would need someone to make a motion to add Grace as the secretary for the board, and then I would need a second.
So moved.
This is David. I would second.
Awesome. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Any opposed? Awesome. Well, Lindsay, can you remind me, we need to send Grace an email that she was appointed to the board this morning?
Yes.
Okay, another thing that I wanted to, next thing on our agenda is, and I'm gonna pull it up on my computer really quick here. So part of our carryover funds we dedicated to redoing our website, and I'm not quite sure, is there anybody in here who never went to the old website? Pretty sure everybody saw it at one point or another.
How old is the old website? I mean, I've been on the website, but
It's the old one has been around for a few years, right, Rose? At least. Well, this is our new website that our carryover funds were able to pay for. And what's nice is it lays out a lot. It's a lot cleaner. It's a lot less busy. The things that are on that are most that we looked at when we were looking at what we wanted to remain and what we kind of wanted to maybe remove were things that were used versus not used. And so we wanted to make sure that we really highlighted the upcoming events. You guys really, we saw a lot of interaction with that. Recent news, which is basically during the legislative session, is the bills that are coming up. Also, any new laws that were approved, what other states might be doing to help educate on the good and the bad of changes. And then I do actually have one right now that I was working on that I didn't get a chance to finish, but is the introduction of rainbow fentanyl. They're actually finding rainbow fentanyl now in Idaho coming up from the Mexican border. So
Okay, pardon my ignorance. What is rainbow fentanyl?
it's basically fentanyl that is meant for younger kids. It looks like Skittles, or if you remember those bottle caps that we used to eat in the day, They look exactly like that. So we're gonna have a blog, more information on that and what we need to be watching out for, and you guys can share that with your communities. We did put some buttons here. All of our social media is up here in the right hand corner, so one click you can go to any of our socials. So if you can't find us, go to the website, and our Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our YouTube are always there. And I would love for you guys to go check out our YouTube, because we do post all of our videos there, and it's very professionally laid out thanks to Tribute Media. They create all the little placeholder pictures that we use to make sure that those videos look as professional as possible. And then we have this button here. I know, Rose, I think we have to, we still have your old logo on here, but you can go here and you can find the different coalitions across the state. So if somebody is looking for, if they're new to the state, or if they've started to experience drug activity in their family and their community, and they would want to look for a resource, we are now searchable, because the problem with our previous website with Wix is it had horrible SEO. So if someone was to Google anything about prevention, we weren't coming up. Now we're coming up because we have a more SEO friendly website, and then people can have the opportunity to, I want to find a coalition. That's exactly what I'm looking to do, and they can actually click on these, and they will take them to either your website or your social media if you don't have a website. So really cool. And then we also have a map down here. You can move it around, you can zoom in on it. My computer's not letting me zoom right now, but you can zoom in and you can find out where these coalitions are located on the state. If you're like, well, where's our coalition next to me in the state? So I would love it if you guys could go and poke around and check out the website. Let us know what you think. We would love to have, anybody's input, positive or constructive criticism, because we do have an ongoing contract for maintenance on the site. So if you've seen something that we haven't come across yet that needs to be fixed, feel free to let us know. Rose, like I said, I'll get your logo changed this week. Does anybody have any questions about the website?
I think it looks beautiful, and it's very modern, up to date. Looks great.
Kendall?
I did have a question. It does look good. I thought that the front page with the white font was just a little bit hard to read with the sun and the kind of the shadows behind it. That's just me having to look at graphics all the time here. And then the other thing, it could be that I'm out of date, not the website, on the executive board. I saw a few people listed there. The current executive board members has Penny Jones, Sharon, Charlene, Tony. I think, is that one out of date, or am I?
Yeah,
okay.
We pulled when they finished the redesign, they pulled from that, and I just haven't had a chance to. I was dealing with other things that were more critical before I showed it off. So yeah, we will. And thank you for reminding me. Lindsay, can you add that to a punch list that I can share with Madison, so that we can get that taken care of too? We do need to make sure that those are updated as well. So thanks, Kendall.
Yeah, I took a look before the meeting. It looks good. That was just the one thing where I was like, am I losing my mind, or is everything blurring together? But
well, you are losing your mind,
right?
but,
yes.
That was.
That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Anybody else?
But you need to fix the spelling of regional on the IODP regional rack, or whatever that was.
Okay, on the rack cards.
Yeah, it says REGINAL.
Yeah, I think that was misspelled on the previous website too, and it's standing out now because it was one of the things that we decided to keep from the old website. So we'll make sure we add that to our list of things. Tribute has been unavailable all week because they've been in Boston at a conference. So I will touch base with Madison this week and get those changes made.
It's a work in progress, but it looks good. Looks good.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
I was on there the other day searching. Well, Lindsay and I were working on that other thing, and I had a hard time getting through it just because I'm stupid. But now I'm smarter, and I do like it. I really do. It's like you said, it's a work in progress, but I like it. Takes me a while to get the hang of things sometimes.
I'm
It's
there
okay.
with you, Susie.
We're there for you. Okay, well, moving on. So the fall prevention conference is coming up next month. It is closer than any of us are ready for, I think. So Lindsay, remind me, we need to have everybody who is applying for a scholarship and we're paying for their hotel rooms or wants a hotel room under the block. We need them by the end of this week. When is it? When is our deadline?
Tomorrow. So
Tomorrow.
yeah, if anyone's gotten an email from me, I'm not, or a call, I'm not trying to hassle you. I just really want to hang out with you in October and I don't want to miss you. So sorry. But yeah, it closes tomorrow and the hotel has asked me kind of to let them know no later than 1 p.m. So if it's after that, I mean, I guess we can share a bed. I don't know. But other than so yeah, tomorrow at 1.
So if I believe are we waiting to hear back from anybody from the board, Lindsay, that whether they're going to be there or not, or are we good there?
I think we're good on the board. The only person that's on this call that I could maybe directly mention would be Jerry. But I messaged her. I'm gonna get in contact with her after. But other than that, no, I think everyone from the board has filled out. Unfortunately, Jot form, which is how we have you sign up, is having a little website maintenance today. So I actually am not able to pull up the list right now. They assured me it should be back up by this afternoon, but if my memory doesn't fail me, everyone on the board has registered or told me they're not available.
Are people, even though they're doing website maintenance, are people still able to sign up, or we're just not able to go in the back end, correct?
Yes, everyone's still able to sign up. I just can't pull up everyone's details right now.
Okay.
I can pull up individually via email. I just can't look at you all attendees all at once.
And if you could, Lindsay, could you put that Jot form link in the chat? So if, I know Jerry said when we started the call, she would be there. So if Jerry, if you could fill that out for us, that would be appreciative so we can make sure we get you taken care of. And we're kind of a little nervous about this one because it is going to be amazing. And I hope that it is amazing as we have looked at it. We actually have people flying in from different parts of the country on their own dime, paying for their own hotel. Like, I didn't promise them anything other than what we've promised everybody else, and that the conference is going to be amazing. And so we've got a lot of people that are interested in what we've put together for this fall prevention conference. So I'm really excited to get everyone there and start the programming. It's going to be neat for those of us who haven't seen each other in a while to come back together again. I really feel like if you were at the spring conference that me and Chloe planned in Idaho Falls in 2021, I really feel like this is going to have a lot of those feels. Plus, we're also going to have just top-notch presenters, so, and a lot of hands-on stuff. So everybody needs to get ready to be able to engage and interact, because you're not just going to be sitting down, you're going to be engaging with all these presenters' presentations. And so yeah, it's going to be really good. So does anybody have any questions about the conference?
I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be great.
We are still planning on holding the member meeting virtually as well. So those of you, I know Kendall and Haley have a very busy October, so they can't step away. So don't write the meeting off. We're still going to have our meeting like we did in June when we had the law enforcement prevention. So we'll have some online and the people who are there in person. So we'll be doing that blended, but we couldn't put together the entire conference virtually because there's just, what we're learning is there's not enough staff members to do all of that. So Okay, well, that,
That jot
Go
form just went live in the chat, so yeah, I'll watch for you guys if anyone fills that out.
awesome. Okay, so we'll move on to subcommittee reports. Grace isn't here for the workforce development, but she has helped us with some of wrapping up the planning for the fall prevention conference, looking for new spotlights, new workshops. She helped us with the Ray Lozano workshop that we had last month. There is no workshop in September because September just kind of came and gone, and we've been in the middle of planning. So there will be no webinar for September. But we'll be looking moving forward for something for November, probably nothing in December just because of Christmas. And then for sure, start of the new year, January. So that'll give us some time to get caught up with planning with her. Let's see. Legislative subcommittee, David, we haven't met, but did you have anything you wanted to share? I mean, I know a lot came out of the surprise session that the governor did.
Yeah, honestly, as we talked about when I agreed to take on that position, I'm a little distracted until November 8th. And then after that, I'll get on it full swing.
Yeah, so yeah, we did have a chance to hear from Senator Groh at the Meridian Anti-Drug Coalition talking about just what he's done as far as marijuana legalization. I do know that shortly after him and Monty shared with the meeting, there is another petition that is starting to be circulated, but it has not, I believe it's still at the Secretary of State's office. I don't think it's been circulated yet. Yes, Rose, we did eliminate that committee. I just missed it on the agenda.
Just, I thought I was losing my mind, and that's a scary thought for me at my age.
This is what happens when David does the agenda and not Lindsay. I miss things. So the internal organization subcommittee is on the agenda, but we did eliminate that last meeting. So that committee is no longer. But yeah, so there is another marijuana initiative that is seeking the right to start gaining writing signatures, collecting signatures. So we'll keep an eye on that, as well as anything else that might potentially come out of this session. I think everybody's kind of preoccupied with the midterms, so we'll see what happens after that. I know, like David said, he has his own preoccupations in that area as well. The networking and membership communication subcommittee, that chair isn't here either. I think I really messed up when I didn't adjust that jot form. So when I didn't adjust the Zoom meeting, but I did get a chance to meet with Danielle. She was putting together some dates to have a meeting in October, so that more people, if they were interested in sitting in on the committee and giving advice and stuff, that they could do that. So I thought that was really neat that she was looking to involve the membership if they had any input. She did help us with some little things that we're going to have as far as swag items for the fall prevention conference, and then also connecting with some possible resources moving forward, and then some ideas on how we could continue to grow our membership. One of the questions I had was we were wondering if anybody had any needs in and around Red Ribbon Week. We want to make sure that if you do, that you let us know, and also I believe Susie with the Elks Lodge has some resources as well. Let us know sooner rather than later, so that we can help make sure that you guys are taken care of with your particular needs. I know there is the company that sends all of us their Red Ribbon Week brochure thing. I'm working with them, me and Danielle connected with them to possibly like have some giveaways that we can offer at the conference for Red Ribbon Week. But if you guys have any needs, like if you need ribbons or if you need anything that you think might help your kids connect being drug free during that week, please let us know so that we can get you helped out. I did have a chance to meet the people who do run this organization at the mid-year conference in Orlando, and they're really helpful, and they said they can work with tight deadlines, but let's not make them have, I don't want to have tight deadlines. So if you have needs and resources, let us know and we can help you out with those. So we'll move on to, does anybody have any questions about any of the committees or the reports? I apologize for those reports. I think the people missing from the meeting is my fault for not updating that Zoom calendar. So we'll move to our region reps and our PFS coordinators. So let's see. Grace isn't here. Do we have the PFS coordinator for Region 1 here? Is that you, Kaylee?
Kaylee's Region 2.
That's Emma,
Nope,
right?
that's me. Yep, that's me.
You want to give us your update?
Yeah, definitely. We are kind of off to the races. So we've got a couple trainings that we're putting on, DITEP and a youth mental health first aid here at our Panhandle office. It was crazy. They sold out really fast. We have full participation for both. They're completely full, which is really exciting. Not something we saw happening. But it seems like there's definitely a want and desire for especially those kind of youth mental health trainings. So we're really excited about that, planning on putting a few more together this year. Grace and I are going to also be kind of working together to get some additional trainings for her staff for her youth summit camp that happens next year, potentially with the facilitator of youth mental health first aid, who is a local counselor here. So we're just really hoping to bring as much kind of prevention work in the area of trainings in this next fiscal year. We also have positive action really taking off. I have a representative that participated in the Train the Trainer from every county except one in Region 1 so far this year. So we're hoping to implement those classes in the next few weeks. We're starting with juvenile probation. And so we're excited to start there. And then kind of our next round of participants will be from local county nonprofits. So it's exciting to bring positive action up to the North Hub, as it has not been up here in our top 5 counties yet. So looking forward to that. PFS is also really focusing on some environmental projects in this next year. So we have 3 of those going, lights and cameras for local parks, especially in our kind of rural communities that have had to be shut down because they've been deemed unsafe by law enforcement for kind of teenage substance use and underage drinking. So we're bringing some lights and cameras to some really small towns so that they can open those parks back up. So we're really excited about that. Our med boxes and disposal pouches are going really well. I'm teaming up with another member of the substance use prevention team here at Panhandle, and we're creating a campaign that will integrate the med boxes and the disposal pouches. We're trying to provide more comprehensive programming. So she works on the HRSA fund or HRSA grant. And so she does a lot of Narcan education and training. So we're kind of trying to tie together prevention and harm reduction for our region so that everyone is just really informed about the resources that we have up here. So that's still very much in the early kind of planning stages, but we're excited to kind of tie in these prevention tools along with some really comprehensive education pieces and starting kind of an in-house campaign that will go out then to the 5 regions. So busy up here, but we're really excited about kind of school year starting and getting back into kind of as much community engagement as we can. So that's where we're at.
One thing that I did find that about when I was searching on YouTube this morning, I was searching Idaho substance abuse prevention, and Panhandle Health District has their YouTube channel has some really good information that I came across that they've put out in the last few weeks. So if you guys are looking for some great information on substance abuse prevention issues, you should go look up their YouTube channel and check it out, because I think that's some really good stuff there.
All of those videos were from our substance use summit that we had, that was really kind of geared towards clinician and mental health providers, things like that. So yes, David, there's tons of really good information kind of spanning from youth and prevention all the way through harm reduction, treatment, and recovery. So we really have kind of a wide breadth of information and some nationwide speakers as well. There's also on the YouTube, I don't know if you saw, but there should be, or if there's not, we did produce a documentary called Call Me, Stories from North Idaho, it's 5 stories of local North Idaho residents who struggled with substance use, and their story kind of from start to finish, as well as some information about our mental health and drug court that integrates with the substance use program here at Panhandle. And so it's just another really great resource. I will pull up the website and put it in the chat so that you can see and access that. That's a full-length, gorgeously shot documentary. So I'll put that in the chat if anybody wants to look at it.
Thanks, Emma. Okay, I don't see if Kelly's not here, right?
No.
Kaylee, you want to let us know what PFS in Region 2 is doing?
Yeah, we've been getting pretty busy too. Our binge drinking prevention campaign is starting in September. So we have billboards and newspaper ads throughout the region. We are working with Grace to do some positive social norms, social media campaign stuff through her Youth Vision program at Idify. And I partnered with our vaping prevention and opioid prevention people at the health department. So it's going to be pretty comprehensive, those social media messages covering alcohol, stimulant use, opioids, and vaping. So we're really excited to get that campaign out in October, and it's going to run through May. So we're excited to see how that goes and hopefully reach some youth. We're starting up our pharmacy sticker shock campaign again later this month. That'll go throughout the fall. We trialed that out late spring, early summer in some of our pharmacies, and we had a really good response from the community. The stickers have a QR code on them where people can scan them, and then it brings them to a request form for prescription drug safety supplies like medication lock boxes, drug disposal pouches, and timer cap kits. And people have been sending in requests. So it's really cool that we're able to reach the community in a new way like that. Our entire prevention team has been really busy this summer with lots of different events around the community. And we've gotten rid of a lot of doTERRA, the disposal pouches, medication lock boxes, the timer cap kits. So a lot of prescription drug safety supplies have been going out to the community. So we're really excited about that.
Awesome. I do want to share with you and Emma, we do have one opportunity with Stephen Hill. He was slated to speak at University of Idaho directly after he was done in the morning of day 2 at our conference. They were not able to make that work, and I have not found another slot for him. So if you have a school, college, or an organization that wants to have him come out and speak on the 4th, I have an opportunity for that. So anybody in North Idaho that is in Region 1, 2 that he can get to after he speaks at our conference, let me know, okay? So Region 3, hey Jerry, want to give us an update on what's going on in Canyon County? Maybe you and Dawn can tag team it.
Well, I know this is Jerry. I know Tara's not here, but I was just going to do my report for later. You want me to do her part too for PFS?
Yeah, you can let us know what's going on, because you're right, Tara's not here, so let us know
Okay.
what's going on in Region 3.
Okay, I've just kind of been on the sidelines a little bit, but our coalition's been really busy, and maybe Dawn can jump in at the end here if there's anything I'm missing, but I know July 28th, the city of Caldwell had their youth master plan meeting, and the coalition was able to present. Dawn and Daphne went and talked a lot about what was going on with the coalition and some of the current drug trends that were going on in Canyon County. August 13th, I believe, we had big back to school day, and we had a booth. It was great. We love supporting our community events that are already there rather than planning our own and hoping people will come. And I'll talk about that in a second. But we handed out a lot of little things. We played some little games and just had a good time with the kids there. And we want to get some kind of a clicker or something so we can have an idea on how many attend, because we just go, wow, that was a lot of people, or we ran out of most of what we brought, but we don't have any idea how many we're reaching on that. But October 12th, this has kind of become an annual event with our prosecutor in Canyon County. He presents the drug trends that he has noticed in the last fiscal year. So we're planning on that. October 25th has been our big, we've got Tall Cop coming in. We secured him, but our venue that we had ready, they've had lack of staffing. And so we have been scrambling to find a venue. We really want it to be in Canyon County rather than spill over into Ada. And I'll let Dawn maybe give an update on that. And then the only other thing we have, let's see, I think in November, we're doing a strategy meeting to get together with you, David, and anyone from CCI that can kind of help us get lined out for the year. So that's about all from me. Dawn, can you think of anything else you want to jump in?
No, I think you covered it pretty good. I did actually, Jefferson Middle School came back. I guess they had a new principal, so they probably didn't get my original email on Stephen Hill. So I've sent that on to you, David, to follow up on that with Jefferson Middle School in Caldwell. Yeah, the venue for Tall Cop, that's, we have called every venue, but David connected me with Susie, and she suggested the Elks Lodge. So we're hoping that that will pan out. Otherwise, I'll be back on the phone. But thanks, Jerry. That was great.
Yeah, and thanks, Dawn, for being so diligent with trying to find that location for Stephen. That was helpful. So, all right, moving on to Region 4. We don't have a Region 4 rep. I was wondering, Kendall or Haley, did you want to talk about what MADC has been up to?
Sure.
Heather's here for review.
We can give a little quick update. There's lots coming down in September and October. Haley's been diligently working on a couple events. I'll let her give the updates on that here in a second. But looking forward to identifying a youth partner to participate in the statewide sticker shock campaign with Idaho State Liquor Division and ODP. The prescription take back coming up at the end of October. We will be joining forces with our city event for Trunk or Treat, which I heard Jerry mention. Much better to join forces with events that are already taking place. We concur on that. And then, of course, we have our Recovery Day breakfast that's coming up, and Haley can share some details on that.
Okay, so Recovery Day breakfast, RSVP ends this Wednesday, and it will be available via Zoom in case anyone wants to attend. That'll be coming out shortly, so just keep an eye out for that. We've had about 20 people RSVP, and we have a really amazing guest speaker Her name's Stephanie Taylor Thompson. She's the director for Prison Fellowship, and she's going to be presenting on how she's achieved long-term recovery and just provide education and prevention tips and resources. And then next month, Red Ribbon Week, that's our biggest event of the year, and I've been taking the lead on that. We've been getting resource requests back from West Ada School District. So far, we've had 23 schools request resources, which is a ton. So we're super excited, but been planning for that. That's pretty much it. Just busy.
Awesome. What about you, Heather? What's going on with PFS program?
So I'm working on, right now I'm working on getting together a public service announcement for college age stimulant use. That's one of the things that I'm trying to get together. And then also we have an opportunity to offer the youth mental health first aid classes or courses. We've got a certified instructor within our office. So if anybody has teachers, administrators, people that work with youth, even parents, if you know of anybody that would like to participate in that type of training, if you want to just reach out to me and I can make that, or I can coordinate that. And then we're also working on, we'll be starting up positive action parenting classes within the next few weeks as well. We are trying to get participation. I'm going to be offering them remotely. So trying to get participation from our smaller communities or the more rural communities. They're open to anybody, or anybody in our region, but that's those smaller communities are what we're going to be trying to focus on a little bit. And then let's see. I had something else and I can't remember right at the moment. So, well, the prescription lock boxes and doTERRA packages, those are a constant stream of activity. A lot of people really enjoy using those. We had an event at one of the elementary schools, a back to school event, where we were able to hand out about 50 different lock boxes, different size lock boxes, and also doTERRA packages, and just really get some prescription safety materials out into our community and to parents. So we really, we're happy about that. That I believe is it. If I think of what I was forgetting, I'll let you know.
Awesome. And on that note, if you guys, so the minutes are meant to, they're written, are meant to be very brief and just refer to very like specific things that were talked about, but not exhaustive. If you're looking for a more exhaustive outlook, this is why we record these meetings and we post them to YouTube every single month. And if there is something that you would like included in the minutes, please email those to us and we will get those added to you. But we want to make sure that the minutes don't look like 15 pages and people aren't going to look at them. So thanks, Heather. Moving on. Is Mary Ann here? She actually asked me about, she's the one who told me that I messed up the date. Mallory, do you want to, is Mallory here? Did she take off too?
Mallory
She
had
was
to,
here.
yeah, she had to jump off, but she sent me a message and just said, will you share this little spiff? She says, we're working on promoting evidence-based in school curriculum for students who get caught with alcohol and other substances. We are still distributing lock boxes and doTERRA pouches as well.
Awesome. So lots of good stuff going on. I know everyone's getting super busy because we are getting back to the swing of things. Kids are back in school. That one thing seems to not be affecting things anymore. So happy about that. I would like to point out, if you missed it, Kendall did put a good resource in the chat about a video that you could show during Red Ribbon Week called The Other Side by Dominic Tornero. And then, like I said, if you guys have any other ideas of what you guys are, if you guys have anything cool that you're doing for Red Ribbon Week and you want to share that out, send that to us. We would love to highlight that and show it to the membership. I know something that they're doing in Meridian at one of the middle schools is kites. So if you're looking for innovative ideas, and you have something that you're doing that's really cool, other than the crazy hair, crazy hat, wear mismatched socks kind of thing, send it to us so that we can share it with the rest of the membership, because some people may not know what is going on. Looking at the agenda, so we'll move on to new funding opportunities. So there is a $75,000 a year for 2-year grant from FOR. They released a request for proposals to support opioid use disorder and overdose mortality. So if you guys are looking to do some work in that area, there is sizable funding from FOR to address that. And then also, if you missed it, the Idaho State Liquor Division released their mini grant application program. So if you've done that in the past, you probably know about it, but if you've never done that or don't know what it is the Liquor Division gets money donated from a statewide organization that's kind of like they trade resources. So the Liquor Division gives them stats on our alcohol use and like how that works in Idaho, because we are a controlled state versus a non-controlled state. So controlled state is we have liquor stores that are state run. In other states that are non-controlled, they have liquor stores that are privately run. So that's the difference. And since we are one of those control states, there is a kind of like a nationwide organization that kind of oversees how's that working to better promote the importance of being a controlled state. We see a lot of benefits for being a controlled state. Coming from a non-controlled state, I can tell you it was weird at first, but I like it. But so what we do is we give them stats, and in turn, they give money into account that the Idaho State Liquor Division uses to provide mini grants so that you can do prevention work in your particular area. I know a lot of the work is mini grants are done around like sticker shock campaigns and different things. So if you are interested in how that works, send me an email. I can give you the contacts of the program and send you. If you don't have the application, let us know. We'll include that link in the email that the minutes go out in. And then the upcoming training opportunities, like I said, we don't have a whole lot planned because the year's wrapping up and we have the fall prevention conference coming up, and there's a lot going to be in the fall prevention conference. So just come prepared to learn and to be active. I need engagement with these because we got some presenters that keep telling me, yeah, we're going to have your people asking questions and moving, and I'm all, oh, you don't know us very well. So I think I'm going to have to get the tables out of there so that we so that we're better at engaging. I don't know, we'll have to figure something out. But that's all we have on the agenda. Do you have anything else, Rose, or can we give these people back a lion's share of their day back? You're muted, Rose.
I have a quick question, Dave.
What's up?
So I saw the next meeting is 11 to 12:30. That's still Mountain Time, even though the conference is in Pacific Time.
Oh, you are so
Right?
smart.
So like, I
She's
just wanna make
right.
sure you guys aren't trying to do it at 11 o'clock at your conference, because that would be a different time.
Pacific time.
That's just my question, I guess, is to make sure we know what time if you're joining virtually, when it's going to
Wow.
be.
That is
That's
going to mess
true.
things up. Thank you, Kaylee, for the win. You win the meeting award today. Yeah, so we will be 10 o'clock
Mountain.
Pacific time. So it'll be
No, 11 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock
So
Mountain time.
yeah, there you go. Yeah, whatever Rose just said.
Or
'Cause I'm
no, let me
confused.
see. We gain an hour if we go up. So
We lose an hour.
Yeah,
lose
right?
an hour.
right now is 11 Pacific time.
So yeah,
So
so
I
it'll be
think
10
it'll be-
o'clock. Yeah.
Hold
No,
on. Let
it'll
me.
go the other way.
No,
It'll be
no, it's the other way around.
It'll be noon.
Haley, you
You
got
know
this. Tell
time.
us what it is.
So we will be meeting from 11 to 12:30 Pacific time. Because we'll be in
Okay.
Pacific time, and we have that on the agenda for 11 to 12:30 Pacific time. So
12 to 1:30.
if you're, yeah, so if you're in Mountain
Mountain.
Time, it'll be 12, it'll be later for you next month.
So confused. And on that confusing note,
Anybody else have any great wisdom like that
Not
Haley
great
gave
wisdom,
us?
but I did just want to say thank you to CCI and everyone that's been active, staff and board, for the opportunity. You guys have helped MADC out with being able to be at the West Ada School District Provider Fair. So we appreciate that coming up this week. And then also I tried to reach out to Tribute Media as well, and recognize that they were gone last week, but we're getting close to wrapping up the parent prevention packet. So I just wanted to say thank you
cool.
for helping us out in those areas.
Yeah, we got a chance to see those packets at the last MADC meeting, and they're pretty spiffy looking. It's gonna be a great resource to utilize out there. And another, speaking of resources, if you're looking for Red Ribbon Week, don't forget about Radar. The Radar Center can send
Right.
you resources all across the state. So yeah, you're welcome, Kendall. And I want to thank all of our mini grant applications that we got this year, all of the neat programs we were able to launch out with all of that extra money. And I'm happy to say we're only looking to have about $10,000 in carryover this year. So
Oh, good.
That's a big win. And we did get our notice of award over the weekend. So we're entering year 5 of our DFC, and we'll be applying for years 6 through 10. So that's going to be fun. So, but yeah, everything's moving along just nicely. So
Great. Good work. So we don't need a motion to adjourn. We just, right? We don't. Nope. David?
Kendall's going to tell us.
I think we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Then
make a
we-
motion to adjourn.
Okay, Kendall.
Little delayed.
Second.
Thank you, Susie. All in
Great.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, everyone, have a good week, and we will see you in October.
Thanks,
Aye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Hey, Rose, cute haircut, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I thought
Haven't
I'd
seen
try
you in a
something.
while. A little bit different style.
I thought I'd try something sassy and edgy. How's that working for me?
It fits right in with your personality, my dear.
Oh, good. I worry about that daily. Hey, y'all take care.
Okay, have a good day, guys.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.